Alright, so I'm going to quickly go over the rear foot elevated split squat, just to kind of walk you through how to actually set up and perform it, because this is probably one of my favorite lower body exercises to do, but just a lot of people probably don't know how to either set up or perform the exercise, so I just want to quickly go over how to do it. It doesn't take too long to set up. So if we're at like a regular gym, more than likely the vast majority of us are going to use like a typical regular bench to perform the rear foot elevated split squat. The issue with that though is they're typically a little too tall for the majority of us. So what we need to do is try to customize the height so it fits us. And what I mean by that is, if I were to just perform a regular rear foot elevated split squat, okay, for me I'm pretty short. So if I come down and I can't touch the ground, the bench is typically too high, because what's going to happen is, let me actually switch legs, is when I start coming down, if my knee starts tucking in under my pelvis, so if I start getting this direct vertical angle, it's not a good position to be in. So what we want to do if we're using a bench is, if we have access to like RX pads or something to actually elevate the surface or elevate the ground surface, that's going to help. So what's going to happen is I would actually put these RX pad under my knee, okay? And what you'll notice when I do this is my knee is actually at my knee is actually at an angle now, so it's behind my hip, so it almost looks like this. It's not completely vertical. My knee in relation to my hip is at somewhat of this angle, so almost like a 45-degree angle, okay? Because I don't want this to end up happening where my knee ends up being directly under my hip. So we want to elevate that surface. So depending on how tall or short you are, you may want to use 1, 2, or even 3 RX pads, okay? So that's the big thing as far as setting up from the ground, okay? The other thing is just foot position, okay? So it's more of a preference. So if you have a soft surface, you can either have your foot completely flat like this, or you can even tuck your foot in or flex your toes in as so, okay? This is usually more comfortable, but like I said, it's more of just a preference, okay? As far as my front foot, okay, this is also more of a preference. You can get your knee directly above your ankle, or you can start out with a little bit more of a forward angle. That's completely fine too, as long as when you come up, your heel doesn't come off the ground. So it's more of a preference. You can go completely vertical with the front leg, or you can angle yourself forward a little more. I typically like to angle myself forward a little bit more. Okay, from here, we can just start off body weight, but it can be really easy to set up weight from here. You can either have 2 dumbbells, you can grab them from the floor, or you can get like a kettlebell, set up in like a goblet position. Okay, if we're starting off just body weight, I like to go hands on the hips, and then we're just gonna drive up from here. So setting up from the floor puts us in a good position, so we don't have to adjust ourselves on the way up. So we're here, from here, we're just gonna pressure this front leg, squeeze that left glute as hard as you can, and we're just gonna control our descent until we hit the pad. Boom. Boom. So you get your reps in, you'll switch sides. You can start from the bottom again. I like to start off with the bottom down approach. Once you get comfortable with this position, you can start from a top down approach where you just get your foot up on there. If you already know where to set your feet, you can just start from here. Like I said, once you get a better understanding of what position you can be in, and then you can start from the top and work your way down, okay? If you have access to it, and your gym has equipment and you have like smaller plyo boxes or step-up boxes like platforms, you can use a smaller box if you're shorter, and you don't even need to use an RX pad. So I can set up right here, and I don't even need a pad. So this already sets the elevation up, and it's not as high, so it's already a perfect height for me. So if you have access to like a lower box, you don't even need to set pads up because you're already in a great position from here. Okay, so that's the big thing, is just height of the bench and height of the surface. Once you get that down, you want to have that 45-degree angle, and you should pretty much be good to go. So hopefully this helps.